Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Relationship show. Going to be talking about dating and expectations and how many people on a first date, you know what, they don't bring up everything. They don't bring about sexual expectations. They don't bring up, things because they don't want to rock the boat, or maybe they want to be liked or whatever. And we talk about, difference between earning respect and earning trust. I'm all about that. I say it shouldn't be just given out, but what are your expectations so you don't waste your time and you don't waste somebody else's time if you're looking for a long-term relationship. So I'm going to talk about this right after this, so don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, as always, licensed professional counselor, have been for a long time, relationship and sex specialist, and talking about dating aspects and, where you're at, what you look for when you're on a first date, or, you're out of a relationship and wanting to date again, maybe find another long-term relationship. And some people are serial daters. That's all they want to do is date and be single, and that's fine. That's great. It's whatever works for you. Simple, right? And it's not about taking people out of context, or not about assuming. And how many people base maybe their new dating experience based on stuff they haven't been, healed with yet. Maybe that you got treated poorly. And, I get, a post recently on Facebook about trying to rip me apart, that I'm trying to convince them of liking something. I'm like, what? No, not at all. It's whatever. I'm all about educating people and trying to get people to look at different perspectives, but it's never about trying to convince somebody to like somebody or not into something, like porn, if you will. You know what? Some people are into it. Some people are not into it. No big deal. But I want people to be educated and look at why. And is it based on people's past? Is it based on insecurities, and based on people maybe got their heart crushed in a certain situation and they sort of take things out of context? And how many people sort of bring all that into a new relationship or a new dating aspect, that you're already assuming that all men are evil, all men are trying to, mansplain, or all men are trying to convince women to do something they say no. Of course, no means no. However, and this goes with men too, everybody assumes, men, and I was, with a couple earlier, and how many people, when a person breaks up or goes through a divorce, oh, what did he do? Did he cheat on you? Did he abuse you? And I'm like, why don't they ask women the same question? So what did the woman cheat? Was she abusive? It's weird how society sort of throws out a lot of innuendos and a lot of myths and a lot of stereotypes out there that are not true. And you need to look at a case-by-case individual situation, right? Every couple has different perspectives, right? Each partner has at least one or two different perspectives from one another, but you try to learn from that. And this goes with dating aspects too. On a first date, what do you look forward to talk about? And, expectations. But a lot of people talk about, I would love to be married. I'd love to have kids, or I don't want any kids. You talk about those aspects, right? How many people talk about the importance of, you're looking for someone that maybe works so many hours a day, that has a specific type, or maybe that doesn't work. As somebody throws out there, I want somebody that's a corporate person versus an entrepreneur like me, right? That's self-employed, or, one person that does construction work, manual labor, versus someone that does maybe more white collar or office type work. How many people go into the expectations and go into what you look for, what you don't look for in a relationship? In this, it sort of cracks me up, and I understand it because of the taboos. And this goes with sex as well, even on a first date. I'm not saying you should or have sex on a first date. Again, that's totally up to you. I don't bash anybody. I'm sex positive. It's all about what you want. No one should ever be coerced, manipulated, guilt tripped, or raped. Let's face it, hell no. So if you want to have sex on a first date, so be it. Okay, no big deal, no shame. Also, throw your comments down below, people, please. And then look at, you know what, when he talks about sex on those type of aspects, and are you able to talk about sex on a first date? Are you looking at, that doesn't mean you want sex with that person. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, how important is that for you? Oh, it's on a first date. It's something we don't talk about. My question is why? Why not, right? Get it out of the way. If you're an adult, are you insecure or you're afraid that that person, that's all they want is sex, right? Well, if you already talk about you're looking for a long-term relationship, aren't you talking about compatibilities? But a lot of people will go out there and they won't ever talk about sex until maybe after they've had sex. Let's face it, right? They might, date for a bit, or like I said, if they have sex on the first date, it happens, no shame. That you look at, you don't even talk about what you like, what expectations of sex, what even sex means or represents for you or that person on a dating aspect. So why not get it out of the way so you don't waste your time or that person's time, right? One person might be, love oral sex, giving, receiving, and the other one only wants to receive, or one person hates oral sex. So why not get it out there and say, well, you know what? This is important to me, and I'm looking at compatibility, and we're just not going to work out, right? Or how many people will look at that and they're a nice person, they're attracted to that person, right? But they try to assume, right? We all know what assume means. Do you try to assume or convince that person that, oh, you're going to like it later on, or I'll get you to like it? And this comes to a lot of people looking at potential, right? Oh, he or she has so much potential to be this, to be that. Are you even asking that person what they want, what they're looking for, what they won't do, get it out of the way on a first date, right? I'm all about joking around and having fun and being playful, but a first date, are you there to get to know each other? So why would you want to waste people's time? And a lot of people will look at this, well, that's just wrong. That's just being preemptive, or that's too private, talking about, what you like in sex. And I don't think you have to go into great detail, right? You can talk about frequency. You can talk maybe about styles. Some people are into kink. Some people definitely aren't into kink. Some people are not into monogamous relationships. Are you able to throw it out there and be open and honest about it, like you are with what type of food you like? Do you like to travel? Do you like to? But a lot of people still have a taboo about sex that it's so private. And I get that, okay? I'm all about respect. And a lot of people will assume and think or all this stuff, and then you think everything's great. Oh, we're going to be compatible because we like the same food. We both like to travel. Excuse me. Oh, hold on. My bad. Excuse me. Allergies are going all over the place. But a lot of people will assume, assume that because you like the same food or you like to travel, you're the same religion and it's very important to you, okay? That you think everything else is going to fall into place. We both want kids. Great, super. But does this mean about temperament? Does this mean about personality? And does this mean about sexual preferences, styles, sexual pleasure, that it's all going to be aligned because you like the same food? No, not at all. So I'm all about getting it out of the way and at least having a conversation about it. So again, you're not wasting your time, or you're assuming it's a buildup. It's, oh, we're great, we're clicking and all this stuff. And then a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months later, whenever you decide to have sex or even talk about sex, right? And a lot of people will just have sex without even talking about these type of elements. And that's fine. It's your choice, right? But if you're looking and thinking that, oh, once we have sex, then we can talk about it, and then you find out you're not compatible, Would you regret that sexual experience? Or would you, man, I wish we didn't do that? I don't want people to have regrets. I want people, like I have it right here about love intentionally. I'm all about being intentional with what we're looking for and what we want and what interests us. And a lot of people, I look at this as part of being an adult and a part of emotional maturity. And let's face it, mental maturity as well. But a lot of people, how dare you ask me about that? That's inappropriate. Why? Right? In this, I want people to take a different take on this. And that doesn't mean you have to. Not at all. I don't try to convince people to be someone they're not. I'm questioning, why not get this out of the way, right? And some people, to be open and be honest, especially if you're looking for a long-term relationship that you're not going after and you're not, trying to waste your time. And it sounds bad, right? Or waste the other person's time if you're not compatible. And it's almost like you're leading that other person on, or maybe leading each other on. And it comes down to about potential, right? Well, I've heard this. He has so much potential to make this type of money, Greg. And I'm like, what? Really? Have you asked him, does that matter to him? Number one. Or is that even important to him, right? And a lot of people assume, and they get into a dating situation, get into a relationship situation with these assumptions. And when that assumption is not met, or that expectation is not met, people get upset. They get ticked off. They get, mad and hurt. And I get that. My question is, have you ever talked about this? I get couples of all age range in here, and they've been dating for a month. Dating, not married, dating for a month and a half, dating for 6 months. And I'm all about people being proactive and getting help and different insights. I love it. I'm flattered. But I'm like, but you haven't talked about this, right? Have you even brought this up? Oh, no, I just thought it would be. Well, you thought it would be. What if that other person doesn't agree, or they have a different philosophy or take on that? And it turns into, well, I want what I want and I'm right. What? No, it's about a difference of opinion. So why not get this stuff out of the way so you don't get more emotionally involved, more maybe physically, sexually connected, and involved on those situations to be able to go after and look at, what's going on and what is happening until you go into the mix, right? And we know people, right? They might be misleading. They might be, hey, do you have a problem? What happens when you get mad, when you get angry? Oh, I'm pretty chill, whatever. And all of a sudden, one little thing goes not their way and they blow up. And I thought you told me you were chill, you were relaxed, you don't get mad that easily. And you know what? So I'm all about people being legit, being open, being honest. So why not on the first date? I get angry, whatever, I blow up a little bit. I've been working on it, that type of stuff. And I'm not talking me personally. I'm pretty chill. I don't get ticked that easy. Or upset. I'm pretty chill. Don't get mad that easy. So, but looking at, those aspects, and with dating and with, people wait until a certain amount of time before you talk about certain things because you feel like it's taboo, or, it's very personal and private. Sex is very personal and private, but can you get into about what is important to you as far as even styles, frequency, even like what type of sex that you like? So you are not, that doesn't mean you want sex with that person, but can you own your sexuality and get it out of the way on a first date? And a lot of people will, they'll look at you sideways. They'll look at you, oh my God, that's inappropriate for a first date. That's fine. Maybe that tells you that you're not maybe compatible with that person and about the comfort level of where they are emotionally, maturity wise. And is that a lot of people look at, well, they got to earn that conversation or talk. Well, why would you waste people's time? I'm just throwing a different twist on it. And I respect people's beliefs. I respect people's decision-making. Absolutely. Especially respect their sexuality. And it's just a different take about, what are you looking for in the dating realm, and going back to, and how many past biases that you assume, like I said at the beginning, all men love porn. All men are trying to convince women. I'm like, what? I felt very disrespected by this individual without, reading into it, or not even reading into it, to try to explore, or trying to learn back, versus trying to assume. And a lot of people assume, all men, they are only looking for a piece of ass, right? All women only want money. All women want someone with money, that are rich, that want to be taken care of. No. But a lot of people from our past experiences, right, we take these biases, we take these judgments, we take this, so-called baggage with us into the dating scene, and we're already judging, we're already assuming. My question is, if you assume all men are this way or all women are that way, what are you doing? But you're dating. Why would you want to date somebody if you're assuming all of them are evil, all of them are bad, all of them are misrepresenting themselves, all women, all men are lying? Why would you want to date then? That tells me you are not ready to be in a dating situation at all, because you're carrying those biases and you're waiting for that someone to prove you wrong. I get you, but that tells me there's got to be a lot of healing going on. And if you are attracting a certain type of man that is not good for you, or a certain woman that's not good for you, and it keeps happening over and over like a repeated pattern, then what is drawing those people to you? I get that. But not only that, we can't control who's attracted to us, who's drawn to us, right? No. But we can do something about if they are. Do we squash it? Are we able to do something about it? Or do we ignore those red flags? And do we ignore and step outside of our comfort zone and look at, hey, what am I doing to be hooked up with this type of person, this type of woman, this type of man? And that's what I want people to be able to, maybe you need some healing to go after, and need some work and counseling to be able to look at, you know what, I don't want to carry this hatred, this baggage for one gender or the other, this other person I'm interested in. My question is, you're not ready to date if you're assuming, all women are evil, all men are evil or corrupt, right? You're not ready to go there, because my question is then, why are you dating? You're not emotionally ready. You're not healed enough to go out there and to maybe find what you are looking for. And I'm all about people being connected and finding that love and being compatible. So why not get that out of the way and talk about what your interests are, what you like, and you know what, get sex out of the way. Not that you have to have sex, but about what you look for about being sexually compatible, right? One person, I love foreplay, right? A guy says that to him, oh yeah, I love foreplay. And they find out the woman, oh, I just kiss you once for 5 seconds, but that's foreplay and that's it. What? I thought you loved foreplay, right? So there's a misrepresentation or miscommunication. What's foreplay, right? So why not get those out of the way on the first date, what you're looking for, even before you meet a person, right? 85% of people that relationships, or couples, I should say, my apology, meet online in one form or another, right? Dating apps, social media, they reach out to people. Hey, you're beautiful, you're attractive, I like the way you shave your head, Greg, whatever. But are you able to go after it and get rid of these questions? Get rid of, learn these expectations from one another and be open and honest, right? And then, hey, you know what? It's not just jiving for me. Instead of leading somebody on, leading yourself on, and wasting your time and wasting anybody else's time. Is this part of, to privacy, or is this part of insecurities, fears, or, some other angst that we have within ourselves that we are not being open and honest? And, even with sexuality, why not be open and honest about what you like, what you don't like, so you don't run into or waste your time? Then we're just not going to be compatible. Okay? So, peace and love to everybody out there. Check out my website, The Art of Relationships Show. theartofrelationships.org. This is The Art of Relationships Show, and you can, on every listening platform out there, just search for The Art of Relationships Show, and the video show is always available on YouTube and Facebook under Love Guru Greg. And you can find me on Instagram all over the place under Love Guru Greg, okay? So I appreciate everybody. Peace and love to everybody out there. Everybody be safe and keep being nice to your fellow neighbors and people in general. Bye-bye. Peace.